Okay, continuing on with my Autobot C.H.U.G collection. These are the characters from Season 2. So again, remember, this is the C.H.U.G line, which comes after the original toys. And so these were made and designed to resemble the original characters, but they designed them with the new aesthetic of, looking like the cartoon, but adding in all this nice detail. So these figures are not like today where they're trying to make them close to the cartoon as possible. So that's just the evolution of these figures. So let's go over them. Let's start with the mini-bots. So I always like to do Cosmos, Sea Spray, Power Glide, Warpath, and Beachcomber. So here's the C.H.U.G line for them. These two are by third party, so that really helped to complete the Season 2 mini-bots in this scale. Although I did have to custom paint this to be a little bit more cartoon accurate. But anyways, I think I already did videos of these. But here's Cosmos again. This is the Henkei, which is really nice. And then Sea Spray and Power Glide by Make Toys. I think you can get these still, and they're on sale. So I don't know if these interest you. The Power Glide, I mean, this really looks cool. It looks like the cartoon. And then here's the Takata Henkei Warpath with the gray cannon. And the Beachcomber, which I don't know if I mentioned it, but Takata under a different line made this, but with gray instead of white. I really should have got that because this white stands out a little bit too much and it's not quite cartoon accurate. Okay, then moving on, let's see. Then there was the repaints. So sites, Red Alert. I remember how everyone was seeking out the Takata version of this, because like I said, the Takata looks much better than the US version. And I think specifically, I think it was the head, because Red Alert has a red head, and so like I said, Takata takes pride in making their figures look more like the cartoon. So that's why this version has a red head, and it's really cool. Every time I say cool, I'm referring to the fact that it resembles the cartoon, but there's all this nice detail that they put in. So this doesn't really fit with that trending hypertune. And then this is an upgrade kit for the missile, because that was actually what you were supposed to use. So this was a nice upgrade kit to have. And well, let's do his buddy. Then there was Inferno. I mean, again, it's I'm having a very nostalgic feeling because You know, this doesn't meet that hypertune aesthetic, but there's something really still cool about this. I mean, these still are really nice toys. And it has all this really nice detail sculpted in. Even that, I mean, it's just, you know, really hard to say. And together, these two look really good. But since I'm here, this is perfect time to point out where some of the issues were happening, because when you bring in Optimus Prime, yeah, Inferno should not be taller than Optimus Prime. So that's where some issues started happening with this collection. Okay, then, you know, Inferno's counterpart, Grapple. This is the Takata version. I remember people were hunting this down at Ross. I actually found one too, and I sold it. But you know, you just have to appreciate how nice these figures are from even way back then. I think there's some kind of switch gimmick here where you can pop the flip open the spring, pop the head out or something. But anyways, this is a really nice grapple. But like I was telling you, he should not be taller than Optimus Prime. And more importantly, well, not yet. He does fit in nicely with the Generations hoist by Takata. And you know, just like I pointed with the Trailbreaker, he is just way too small. So this is where the scale started becoming an issue. I want to point out those wings. This is by a third-party company, you know, to try to make it look a little bit more like the cartoon. But again, you just have to appreciate these for what they are and what they were at that time. Which I am, because when you look at it, I mean, these are really nice figures. They just don't look like the cartoon very well, like the new stuff. But remember, this was right after G1, where they were remaking these toys, and so they were making it look like the cartoon, to resemble the characters from the cartoon, but they were putting in a lot of their own design and details on it. Okay, and then he came later. Moving on, the smoke screen. I remember this was another sought out figure by Takata, the Takata version, because this one looks much better than the Hasbro version. So I'm not gonna spend a lot of time on it. It's just those chrome parts make it look really cool. And then, yeah, the tracks. Yep, this is another C.H.U.G figure, but this is really pretty cool. Especially the car mode, especially with this metallic paint. The alt mode, it looks really nice, I have to say, for a Corvette. Really, really nice. And then you can't have tracks without blaster. And so this, you know, this isn't an official mainline release, but this was Takata's novelty products. This was their device label. So this actually turned into like a laptop with some repo label stickers, which was really cool. And it's a real working USB. So this is really a nice set to have. And you could put some real cassettes in there. The original cassettes in there. His eyes should be blue, not yellow. But thankfully they made this, because this does look good together, and he does fit in very nicely with Optimus. So yeah, I really like it. I mean, there's some not so good things like the scale, but then there are some nice things like this. Okay, so now let's move on to Preceptor. This is where there was something else that happened that I don't really understand. I have two versions here. Can you guess which one's Takata and which one's Hasbro? Well, this is what's strange. This is Takata. It's gray plastic and silver paint. And this one's Hasbro. This is chrome plate. So this is backwards now. I just don't understand, and now it becomes confusing. I don't know which one to have. Oh, but I will point out the red. It doesn't show up here, but Takata has a nice metallic red paint finish, and this Hasbro has a flat red paint. Red plastic. So, and I can't easily swap out these parts either. It's not a screw. So I'm having trouble figuring out which one of these Preceptors belongs at this set. So do I want to stay consistent with the with the chrome plate? Or do I want to have the nice paint finish, like that metallic red, just like the metallic blue on tracks? But that's just something trivial. So, but basically I have two Preceptors. And then later on down the road, I think this is Throwing 30 or something, then they finally make another missing character, Skids, which this does not look like the cartoon. This is based off the comic book, I think. He should have blue thighs, and but this is a cool toy. It does have like these missile features, which on the shoulders, but the design fits in with these characters because it resembles the character, but it's designed to have like all this detail. What did I do in my Takata version? I did have the Takata version, which was a darker blue. This is the Hasbro version. I'm trying to remember, did I already give away the Takata version of this? But anyways, this is the Hasbro version of Skids. And then, moving on, this is Omega Supreme. Okay, how do I explain this? This is actually a repaint of, I think this came out the Energon series, but they finally repainted this, redeckled this to be more G1 colors, which is really nice. But I don't like how he has a black cannon when it should be red. And then I don't remember by who, but you had to get the upgrade set, you know, for these tracks and stuff, just to make it look a little bit more cartoon accurate. Like a lot of the rest of them, that's where third party was making some money off these figures by adding these needed accessories to improve these toys. So I'm really happy to have this because this will make a Supreme, fits in really nice with this C.H.U.G collection. When I say C.H.U.G, I'm referring to how it resembles the character, but it's designed to, you know, have all this detail and not designed to really look like the cartoons. So that's that. And then you need the combiners. So that's where TFC. This was just only cool because, you know, it was filling in the missing characters for this collection. And individually, these robots, they're way too big. Like, for example, Silverbolt, the main body, he's just way too big for this Optimus. But when you look at it, the design, you know, resembles the cartoon, but they put in all this like detail, so it fits in with this C.H.U.G collection. But coming from a design background, I want to share some thoughts. These people who are making these TFC, they're not official designers, but this is their attempt at designing. And so just like some of my classmates who came from China to take some design classes, that's the one thing I noticed was they just focused too much on detail and didn't focus on the most important part of product design, which was the product and parts and stuff. They were just focused more on illustration. So maybe that's why they come up with these cool packaging designs with all their illustrations. Okay, I'm not going to be able to turn this around because I'm scared of the stability. But here's Superion, and then of course it was exciting when they made Defensor because now you have the missing two combiners. And just want to point out, individually these robots, they're way too big for the C.H.U.G characters, so you really have to keep this in Gestalt mode. But just look at it, I mean, just it resembles the cartoon and there's all this detail, so it blends in really well with the C.H.U.G collection. Now, later on down the road, you know, Hasbro would make their Aerobots finally. But there's the Hasbro market strategy. Why does he have black hands and feet? That's not cartoon accurate. The Takata version did give white hands and feet, but these are the upgrade kits by Perfect Effect, so you can see it makes him taller, looks a little bit better compared to the Superion. And the same thing, you really needed to get the Japanese version, the Takata version. Dang, I knew it was gonna happen. And the upgrade kits by Perfect Effect. This foot. Let's see if I can try to get this on here with one hand. But yeah. Okay. So I gotta tap on it. Try to get the peg to fit in there. Okay. So, like I was saying, you really had to get the, I mean, I do have the power of the primes, but I put them next to that other third-party C Customs or something, so it made the diffensor really bigger and looks much better. But this is the Takata version with the Perfect Effect upgrade kit. So you can see compared to TFC. I think it looks really cool. So yeah, wood came off again because you know, they didn't really do a good job on the peg. But back to the C.H.U.G. So let me see if I can carefully bring this over here, because this is what really should go with this set. Is the third-party company TFC's version of Superion and Defensor really should go here with this set. Well, since I brought it here, maybe you can kind of pan around to see the back. I mean, it's really cool. So I can't really set up all these other figures, but you know what I was saying is, you know, following the C.H.U.G design, you know, it fits in really well with this set. Now, as far as the official, which unfortunately came out so much later, I don't know where they go. But for now, I think they're temporarily going with the War for Cybertron. You know, just like the Bruticus and Menasor. But hopefully they're going to be remaking the combiners like they're making the Stunticons and Menasor to look more like the cartoon, because this was still made during that time when these are made to look like the cartoon, resemble the cartoon, but they're still putting in their own design to it. So as I'm talking, I'm trying to get this to, I think this was a bad feature to have it split to become weapons, because that causes the foot to split apart all the time. Okay, so now let's see if I can get this to go in now so it can stay, but it keeps popping off. Okay, I'm gonna try something different here. I'm gonna try to just put this here while I try to record this. While I try to get his foot. See, it keeps splitting in half. I mean, that's just, maybe I should just super glue it together, since I'm not planning to ever split it apart into weapons. Okay, so now hopefully this is gonna stay now. And like I was saying, this might have to go with the War for Cybertron. Okay, so now it's holding up. Okay, so here we go. Here's the Superion by Takata Unite Warriors with the Perfect Effect upgrade kit, and the Defensor. So really cool, and I am probably gonna give the Hasbro version away, and then I have to see what I want to do with my other Defensor that has that C+ custom upgrade. But anyway, yeah, these two combiners, they would actually go nice with the Computron, which has 2 upgrade parts to it. But anyways, that's it. This is my Season 2 Autobot C.H.U.G collection, which is now a mess, and Season 1. So yeah, I'll just see what's next for my collection. Maybe I'll do more of the comparison stuff, like the Jetfire and stuff, because I think those are very helpful to me for reference. That's it.